This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvil's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus starts something new sales event going on now with up to 20% off on Jeep Gladiators. Get to Cars Plus today. And McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Prime Time.
From early morning lines to limited daily capacity, the struggle to access essential services continues to be a struggle here at the DMV at the Department of Revenue and Taxation. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the story coming up.
Plus, the superintendent details to the Guam Education Board what schools he designated for closure and consolidation. And an update to the Dedido crash investigation where police released the wrong information about the driver involved. Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Guam's DMV is struggling to keep up with the demand. System issues and capped daily service limits are forcing residents to line up for hours. Nevaeh Anderson finds out what's the issue, as many of you have brought your concerns to KUAM.
Frustration is mounting here at the DMV at the Department of Revenue and Taxation, where long wait times are leaving many stranded for hours.
Lines outside the building often start forming as early as 5 a.m. with hopes of being among the limited amount of people that the Department of Motor Vehicles can assist each day. Tamuning resident Kenji Ijima shares his frustration with the wait times.
Today I came here 5:10, but I got the license like 10 a.m. Last Thursday I was here, also 5 o'clock in the morning, but I waited till 9 a.m. But they said the system was down, so they couldn't do that. We have been waiting more than 4 or 5 hours here for nothing.
Others, like John Uggan, are among the lucky ones who haven't experienced the long lines.
Myself, I haven't had any complaints. I just showed up, and then they just told me that the line starts at 7 in the morning. They only take a certain number. Anything from 1980s and improvement.
In their release to KUAM, DRT Director Marie Lazama says, steps are being taken to develop solutions that can be immediately deployed while working towards more long-term, permanent resolutions. Those steps include having an engineer from their off-island operating system vendor conduct a thorough assessment of the system, upgrading tech, and improving their network capacity. Lazama says they are also evaluating their intake practices with plans to streamline simpler services such as renewals. Additionally, DRT urges residents to use the online portal, myid.guam.gov, to schedule an appointment. For now, residents are encouraged to visit Guam Tuesdays through Thursdays, their slower business days, and ensure that all required documents are in hand. With promised system upgrades in the future, relief may be on the way, but patience is key. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Well, Monday marks the beginning of Guam's 2025 income tax filing season. The Department of Revenue and Taxation reminding taxpayers that all filings for 2024 tax returns must be submitted during tax filing season. You will have until Tuesday, April 15th to file. Hard copies of forms will be available at DRT's Income Tax Branch. Guam Forms 1040 and 1040SR can be accessed at myguamtax.com and guamtax.com. For additional forms or instructions, customers are encouraged to visit irs.gov or consult with a tax professional. It's been a question looming for some time: which public schools will be up for consideration for decommissioning and what school communities would consolidate. Guam Department of Education Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson finally revealing his recommendations for school year 25-26 to the Guam Education Board. Following discussions between education officials and the community on the Guam Department of Education's maximization efforts, GDOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson has his recommendations for school decommissioning and consolidations for the Guam Education Board. Swanson recommending the following actions be taken for the school year 2025-2026.
Number one, close Chief Brody Elementary School and realign attendance areas to assign students to J.M. Guerrero, to Mooning, and League One elementaries as appropriate. Number two, close LBJ Elementary School and consolidate into Mooning Elementary School.
As for the communities in the southeast, Swanson says he's not recommending school closures. Instead, he proposes consolidating class sizes and closing unused sections of facilities. And for the southwest,
consolidating Harry Truman Elementary with Marshall Sablon Elementary, recalling that there are two different options that were presented.
Still, GEB Vice Chair Angel Sablon admitting the board isn't in the position to vote on the matter just yet. Sablon proposing another work session before GEB's next meeting to go over the various options before them.
I think we still need to come back to another meeting with them and yourself that worked on this. As I had mentioned to you at our last meeting about on the decommissioning, so we can get what's in their heart and what's in their head.
GEB member Maria Gutierrez also pushing for more clarity on the reassignment of attendance areas with those potentially impacted.
We still have to let the stakeholders know where their kids are going.
The board ultimately agreeing to table the vote until February or March. It's also worth noting the board can also vote for status quo. For where to watch the full meeting, visit KUAM.com. The GEB also voting for new leadership unanimously. Angel Sablon will serve as board chair, while Dr. Mary Okada will take the vice chair position. An admitted drug dealer learns his fate in the District Court of Guam. Gina Cepeda Demapan was sentenced to 2 years and 9 months in federal prison before designated Judge Romana Minglatnya. She has since pleaded guilty to distribution of methamphetamine hydrochloride. Court documents state she was caught selling meth at a Dededo residence last summer. During a raid, the feds found more than 50 grams of meth and nearly $8,000 in cash. Demapan admitted to authorities she got the drugs from multiple sources, with at least a couple of them in Texas. In other news, a man who admitted to threatening local and federal law enforcement officials is spared jail time. Defendant Nicholas Pinaula was sentenced to 3 years supervised release in the District Court of Guam. Pinaula has since pleaded guilty to transmission of interstate threats. Court documents state in August 2023, Pinaula sent an electronic message through the FBI's online tip submission website threatening to kill employees of the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. Pinaula indicating he knew where their offices were located on Guam. Documents state he also sent emails threatening to kill employees at the Attorney General's office. Now to an update on the unfortunate update to the crash investigation in Dededo that unfolded over the weekend. Guam police today confirming with KUAM that the driver passed away Tuesday afternoon. This tragic development comes 24 hours after GPD admitted they announced the driver's death prematurely as he was still in the intensive care unit fighting for his life. Nick Delgado has more.
A tragic turn of events since Sunday night's serious car crash along Harmon Loop Road in Dededo. Guam Police spokesperson Officer Berlin Sevilla issuing a press release midday Wednesday that the driver, identified as Trainee Radford, has died. Doctors at the Guam Regional Medical City taking him off life support at 2:12 p.m. Tuesday. The intensive care unit physician calling his time of death 6 minutes later. But prior to his passing, Officer Sevilla had announced Monday morning via press release that the victim died from his injuries. Multiple viewers and followers were quick to take to social media, calling out the report as fake news, and in this case, rightfully so. More than 20 hours had passed before Officer Sevilla made a correction that the victim was still alive and in critical condition, calling it an unfortunate mix-up. Sevilla has been unavailable for follow-up interviews since then. In response, former Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Chris Barnett comments, "Trust but verify." Acting Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Sabrina Salas-Matanani issuing a similar response.
In life or death situations, journalists and the public rely on public information officers to provide verified and accurate details. And as acting public safety chair and a longtime former member of the island's media corps, I understand that mistakes can happen, but announcing an individual's death can inflict so much trauma to families that are involved. And in this instance, I really believe that the Guam Police Department should issue a public apology to acknowledge the emotional toll this error has inflicted.
But that public apology didn't come until 24 hours later via press release. Officer Sevilla today confirming the driver's passing, stating GPD deeply apologizes for any confusion caused by the initial misinformation.
In light of the new information that was released today, I would like to offer my deepest condolences to the family.
Meantime, KUAM continues to wait for GPD to respond to multiple requests for an interview regarding their mistake. Nick Delgado, KUAM News.
KUAM offers our condolences to the victims' loved ones and again an apology for initially reporting the wrong information released by local authorities. Well, the administration remains committed to restoring and exceeding Guam's fleet capacity to meet community needs. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero responding to concerns by Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Sean Gumatau. The governor, however, admitting challenges including an aging fleet requiring frequent maintenance, a limited supply of ambulance available for purchase, and procurement delays continue to pose obstacles. Leon Guerrero was responding to inquiries on procuring additional ambulances through the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program. In her letter, she clarified that purchasing ambulances does not qualify as an eligible activity under CDBG-DR guidelines. GFD currently has 6 working ambulances. Mutual aid agreements with the Department of Defense are also in place to provide support during high demand periods. On Wednesday morning in Adelup, in front of family, friends, and fellow brothers and sisters from the Guam Fire Department, Darren Burrier was sworn in as chief. During the ceremony, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero spoke of his impressive resume, wealth of knowledge, and experience in the medical emergency services.
Which is very, very key to saving the lives of our people. And I know that coming from ICU, CCU nursing background, the importance of having that critical care out there in the field.
And after being pinned, Burrier took to the podium, recalling all that GFD has achieved and will continue to achieve.
So going forward, as we've gone through the years, have gone through with development of our rescue team to what it is today, our ALS team coming from just EMTs on ambulances and transporting people to hospitals to where now we treat people in the field. What the emergency room would do normally, we do out there in the field. And now we also have drone units. We have a robust fire prevention program. We have a fire operations for suppression of fires that's very extensive, and a hazmat team. So we've come a long way in 40 years. We have developed into a professional, recognized, nationally accredited fire department.
He says he looks forward to the journey. We'll have more with Burrier on the challenges the agency faces and how plans to address them tomorrow on Primetime. Well, time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
GU Self-Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $75 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, appliance hand trucks, and pallet jacks with fully covered loading and unloading areas, and ADA accessible unit. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance, monitoring alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access because your safety is our priority. Visit GU Self-Storage in Harmon or call 671-648-7867 for more information.
Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy. let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV, first on Guam.
Super speed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Welcome back to Primetime. As President Trump took the oath of office, U.S.-China relations are poised to be one of the greatest foreign policy challenges for the new administration. And in the center of it all will be new Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Rubio, who championed legislation authorizing sanctions on Chinese officials accused of rights abuses, is himself sanctioned by the Chinese government, a first for a U.S. Secretary of State. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Beijing.
This posed a potential hurdle in U.S.-China relations under the new Trump administration, but China's government appears willing to overlook its sanctions against Marco Rubio now that he's being confirmed as President Trump's Secretary of State. At a regular briefing with reporters here, I asked China's foreign ministry if Beijing was willing to drop the sanctions it brought against Mr. Rubio back in 2020. The reply we got, quote, China will firmly safeguard its national interests. At the same time, high-level officials of both China and the U.S. need to maintain contact in an appropriate manner. Incoming Secretary Rubio is one of many China hardliners in the new administration. He was among several U.S. individuals and companies sanctioned by the Chinese government back in 2020 over criticism of Beijing's actions in Hong Kong and Xinjiang. Those are views that remain unchanged. This is the first time that a Secretary of State has been sanctioned by China, which could be awkward for bilateral ties, especially as both President Trump and China's leader Xi Jinping have been signaling a possible reset for relations. When I put the sanctions issue to the former U.S. he said of China, quote, in my view, they should lift the sanctions. Secretary of State, adding it poses a real challenge to China. Now, whether China will drop sanctions altogether or simply ignore them isn't clear, but officials here are expressing a willingness to talk. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
Calls for transparency. The Guam Power Authority addressing a letter sent by Senator Will Parkinson regarding rate increases. Parkinson's letter noted contradictory statements made by GPA about a planned rate decrease and a forthcoming rate increase. Parkinson stating it is misleading to announce a potential decrease in the LEAC only to increase another portion of a customer's power bill. Families are already struggling to make ends meet, and this lack of transparency only adds to their burden. In GPA's response, the agency stated that although there would not be an increase of the LEAC, which is the largest portion of a customer's power bill, there will be an increase in the base rate portion of a customer's bill, which the agency says pays for utility upgrades, maintenance operations, and debt service. GPA officials say there is no rate increase, only a rate decrease being sought in February for LEAC. You can read their full response on KUAM.com. Following a Bloomberg article titled "The U.S.'s Worst Fears of Chinese Hacking Are on Display in Guam," which included an interview with Melvin Queek of the Guam Power Authority, GPA issuing frequently asked questions about its cybersecurity efforts in response to our request for comment on the matter. On whether the Power Authority has the resources to address cyber threats, GPA stated, GPA's cybersecurity team consists of highly skilled certified professionals who adapt to evolving threats. Investments in critical infrastructure such as GPA's independent fiber optic networks enhance reliability and reduce vulnerabilities. GPA highlighted that its proactive cybersecurity program has been in place since 2015, long before recent high-profile threats. GPA says this demonstrates years of strategic planning and a commitment to protecting Guam's energy systems. With millions of dollars in cybersecurity grants currently being managed, GPA continues to reinforce its defenses through targeted investments and innovative measures. The authority also confirmed that it has implemented significant measures to strengthen both cyber and physical security. The full FAQ is available at KUAM.com. The Consolidated Commission on Utilities discussed the Guam Waterworks Authority's involvement in the new medical campus in Mangilao, GWA playing a key role in developing the infrastructure to support it. At the center of Tuesday's work session discussion was Resolution 17 FY 2025, seeking approval to amend an existing indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract. The amendment, valued at approximately $726,000, will bring the total contract value up to nearly $3.6 million. The funds will cover topographic surveys, utility corridor planning, and biological and archaeological study for the hospital site and off-site infrastructure. GWA General Manager Miguel Bordalio assured the Commission that the funding's secure.
We won't execute the change order until we've confirmed that we have the funds in hand. I don't think it's going to be a problem for this small amount.
GWA utilizing ARPA grant funds provided by the Governor's Office and coordinating with the Guam Power Authority to ensure the hospital's utility needs are met. However, Commission Chairman Francis Santos emphasizes the need for a memorandum of agreement to define agency roles and responsibilities.
I just don't want, again, to be in the press doing a media war with the AG or something that, you know, we're not really, I don't want to say the right word is control, but we're a party to this project. And we should have, quite honestly, had this MOA in place before we actually entertain it at all.
GWA's preliminary work aligns with ARPA expenditure deadlines, aiming for completion by 2026. And while delays due to uncertainties about the hospital's location have occurred in the past, the Commission is confident the project will move forward smoothly once the MOA is finalized. Adelup is moving forward with its plans to build a new hospital in Mangilao, but the plans still have some speed bumps, like a lawsuit by the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority to condemn properties for the medical complex. Coming up tonight on the latest episode of The Hub, Nick Delgado walks the property with landowner Dr. Joel Joseph. The doctor saying he just wants an honest deal, otherwise he plans to fight the issue in court. Watch The Hub, where America's stories begin tonight following primetime. Now for your world at home. Here's a view captured at this weekend's Island Fields in the Hills concert at Leo Palace Resort.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Domingo, head coach, Salmon Sanchez Sharks. Been coaching the Sharks for over 20 years now.
This is Anthony Casuda, played for the Simon Sanchez Sharks, point guard. Expectations is to see where my team is, see how we can play against other teams, and see what our strengths and our weaknesses are, and work from there.
Strengths I see with our team right now, we're actually a little bit lengthier this year. Some different personnel, so a little bit more lengthy, a little bit quicker. So excited to see some of the new things we're trying to implement. I think it's important for us because we're trying to see where we're at. I think for us, it's about kind of establishing a new identity. We had some players that transferred, some that graduated. So now we're trying to, I guess, find our footing. Man, excited just to compete with all the schools. I think that's for everybody. I think the separating of leagues was just, it wasn't good for the kids especially. So excited for the kids for the most part. And I think preseasons are a great way to get a first look at everybody. And then for us to kind of see what we need to work on, some of the habits that we need to change before the start of the season. And hopefully we're able to make a push for the playoffs.
Okay, wrist so wet I might drown. Let you talk, you going out town. Yeah, gang. Till I ain't in the mood. Don't need to work, babe, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I grew wiser. I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Hey, my friends and family over in Jotnya, and I've got many there. Project Rise Up is a project that's being launched by Mayor BJ Terlahi, and we are going to clean up your village, so make sure to come out, check it out. It's on Saturday the 25th, starting at 8 in the morning at the entrance of Bada Gardens, like right there near the baseball field. Good job by the Central Village to make sure that they look absolutely beautiful. All right, Gain is holding a community garage sale on February 1st, starting at 7 in the morning up at the Jigo Animal Shelter up north. Make sure to check it out. Erickson at guamanimals.org is the email address. And if you want to register for UOG spring classes, the application deadline has been extended, so you now have until the 29th. You don't have forever, so make sure to get your registration in. Take part in higher education over at the home of the Tritons. All right, that is News Bites for this Wednesday.
Now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts, which you can submit on KUAM.com.
Happy birthday to Josiah George. Happy birthday to you, Daddy Baby, from Daddy Mommy, Jeanette George, his two brothers, Curtis and Javen. Jeanette George, happy birthday from your husband, Curtis, kids Javen, Josiah, and Curtis. Hey, this is awesome. We love you and we hope you don't work hard on your birthday, and we love you always. Happy birthday to Alexander Garcia from the Garcia and Cruz families. Happy birthday number 6 to Johnny Alexander Leon Guerrero, and to our handsome little messmaker. Your family says they love you. Ava Aralu, happy birthday to you, the coolest 4-year-old on the block. Hope you have the best Poppy on a Tank birthday. Your family says they love you as well. And a KUAM love, the very wonderful Marlene Pinaula. We celebrate this woman. Everybody on Guam celebrates this woman because Marlene is awesome. A true fountain of youth, your birthday shout out says. Cheers to you, our beautiful Marlene. Happy birthday, and your friends and family say, we love you.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Have a great evening and stay beautiful.
Building a new hospital or a new medical complex right here along the Route 15 back road to Anderson. Hafaday, I'm Nick Delgado. You're watching The Hub, where America's stories begin. There's been a lot of back and forth over who you speak with about where to build a new hospital that's right for the island and for the people. We speak with one of the landowners who's now tied up in court over trying to get this land that the governor is claiming through eminent domain. Dr. Joel Joseph. He walks us along the property. Take a listen. All right, Dr. Joseph, so walk me around, because this is where the government's looking to put the hospital, but they're also looking to do it by taking your land.
That's correct.
Okay, so how are you feeling about this so far?
Well, actually, we were close to agreement with the government. Okay, what part of the agreement was I got to keep 1 acre, so I can have my house, so I can have my retirement, so I can have what this property was designed for, and maybe even a little small veterinary clinic. The other thing that was supposed to be on it is what you see here in this stuff, which is an aquamation facility.
What's that?
Aquamation is a fully green type of cremation.
Okay.
You dissolve the body away in 20 hours in what sort of like Mother Nature would do in 20 years.
Okay.
It's organic, it's natural, it produces an effluent, a discharge, which is organic fertilizer, which we would then sell to the farmers at what ends up being about half the price of what they pay for fertilizer right now. So it's a wonderful project. Aquamation is modern, it's green, it's clean. I think it's for this island, okay? I mean, what do we got now? We got people throwing bodies into the dump, which is against public health rules, okay? And not single them out, but Gain throws them there.
Yep.
And
bodies, we're talking about animals.
Animals, yes. I would hope it's not people too.
Right.
Okay?
As far as we know.
Maybe a few politicians? No.
So you said you were close to coming to an agreement.
Yes.
What does that look like?
Well, we had agreed at 4.8 or 4.9 million. I get to keep my 1 acre. And what we wanted them to sign on was that I get 130 feet of frontage. Okay, but they would not determine where the acreage was or define the acreage more than it's a rectangle. I'm sorry, I'm not signing a partial agreement. Please don't take this wrong, but especially not with GovGuam. Okay? We've put about $700,000–800,000 into the property, and they wanted proof of every last penny. And we said the proof they wanted was getting a little ridiculous. And they offered just under $300,000 for what I put into it.
Okay.
I said, fine, you're giving me 4.8, we're fine, done. But they just didn't want to go with the final details. The other thing is they told me they had given me 3 offers. First 2 offers were for property that was agriculturally zoned. This is M1. They did not even know what they were doing. They said, oh, GovGuam failed to document this. Excuse me, you're GovGuam. And that was a decade ago? So in reality, they only gave me 1, maybe 2 offers, and they were supposed to give me 3 legitimate offers.
I think that what I keep hearing is they did provide fair market value.
By who? Okay. My Chinese friends that own the property over there, they have bought a whole bunch of prefab units or other units. I'm not certain exactly what they are, but they're not willing to reimburse them for what they already bought. Okay.
Wow.
When we were talking about this, they were saying, well, anything I want to move off this property, they would pay for. Whoop, that suddenly disappeared. So we went back up to the 4.8 or 4.9 million, whatever it was. Okay. How do you make a deal like that? They had no intention of making a deal.
How long have these negotiations been going on for?
I would say the end of October, maybe beginning of November, but I think it actually started in October.
Just a few months.
Yeah. They did not even give us time to get our own appraisal.
How did they approach you though, Doc, when initially, because it sounds like you were inclined to hear them out.
Oh, I'm very inclined to hear them out. I'm very inclined to sell them for what we had come to the agreement on. Okay? And the big thing I wanted, my 1 acre. And I'm sorry, what was your question again? That's that thing over there.
How did they approach you?
How did they approach me? Mr. Chris Murphy, I believe that's his name, came to me in my office and said he wanted to talk about my property in Manilao because the government wanted to buy it. And I said, oh great, you mean the governor's actually responding to the 3 letters I've sent her?
Okay.
That my property is for sale for the hospital. And he said, no, I have no idea about that. They didn't. And those letters are over a year old. I have never gotten any response from Lou or Josh on any of the dozen of letters I've sent them.
Okay.
I mean, that's any senator I write to, they even send me something back, I got your letter. But, so did you want to keep walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So walk me through like what we're looking at here. How long ago did you obtain this property?
I think about a decade ago.
Okay.
When this property came back to the original landowners, I believe it was the Palomos, we instantly made the offer on it, what they wanted, and we paid them. I got my loan, which I'm still paying off, and which, by the way, over about $1 million of whatever that Gov Guam gives me or somebody for the property will automatically go to that loan. Okay. Another $1 million goes to finish building all this stuff.
Wow.
And at $500,000 or something like that, or $5 million, there's a large amount of capital gains tax. So I don't even get 50% of it.
New year, new me. A year of possibilities starts now, and it all begins at Kmart. From health to home, we got everything you need to start fresh and thrive in the new year. Kickstart healthy habits with pantry essentials and nutritious options for your family. Keep your home sparkling with cleaning solutions designed to make life easier and fresher. Looking to crush your fitness goals? Find workout gear and activewear to get you moving. Need to revamp your style? Check out our newest apparel for the whole family. And for the heart of your home, discover appliances and home goods to make your life easier and more comfortable. Busy families, moms on the go, and everyone in between. Kmart is here for you. A fresh start is just one shopping trip away. Kmart. New year, new me, a year of possibilities. Find it all at Kmart.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
How did you come about this property?
My client and good friend, who's a realtor, said this just came on the market. Are you interested? I said yes, making them offer what they're asking for, and we bought it. Really that quick, that easy.
So you have some of the area fenced off today.
Yep. And this has been, the fencing has been up I think since before COVID.
This access road, though, is this also on your property or just around it?
That marker down there is the borderline.
Okay.
And there's an easement.
Okay.
Because they're building a nice housing unit in the back.
All right.
I'm told it's 120 units, right? Which would be great for having a vet clinic next to it.
Makes sense.
And they put in this road to do that. Okay. He cleared a little bit of my property for me. We got good neighbors. We look out for each other.
And you're not the only one that the government is trying to just take land through eminent domain.
That's correct. The other one is the Chinese people. I'm sorry, I don't know who actually the landowner is. We also have an association with those people. They are supposed to be the ones that are supposed to be building this. Okay. Initially, they were supposed to be building our new facility in Tamuning, but all the water pipes broke there, and yeah, we're not. That's another problem. So we can't move in there. But it goes all the way down to that marker down there.
Okay.
Then all the way down to the road.
And you said even across Route 15, you have.
Yep, I have 7 acres over there. Actually, just under 7 acres on both sides.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a good amount.
Yeah. The interesting part is it connects that 30, 40 acres with that 20, 30, 40 acres.
Yeah.
So I've got the connecting part. That's worth a little bit more. The governor says she's going to go ahead and put in the sewer. Please. Please do it. Okay? My property value goes up.
Yeah.
Okay? So she can buy it now, or she can buy it when the property value goes up. She created the property value goes up. You know, who loses? People of Guam. Although, I guess I was told by one government official, not really people of Guam because it wasn't our money to begin with. It's federal.
Yeah.
So,
man, what's it gonna take for you to be satisfied, do you think?
Give me my 1 acre.
Yeah.
Give me my 120, 130 feet of frontage, whatever it comes out to an acre. I'll take $5 million. I was willing to take a little bit less. But yeah, and I'm out of here.
Where are we at as of now?
As we are now, I'm getting ready to put up my facility on this part, which is actually right in the middle of where they want.
Yeah. Because, but what if they're trying to still move forward with taking the property?
Okay, let's do this. I'm going to try and be realistic.
Sure.
The Attorney General has filed suit against GovGuam. The governor has counter-sued saying that he can't do that. If she wins, it goes to appeal. Okay? That won't be till the end of the year.
Even still, they can't touch the property.
They can't touch the property. Okay? If it doesn't, if it's still going to take 1 or 2 years to get rid of the Attorney General's stuff. That's just the court system. Okay? It's slow, it's methodical, it's a pain in the butt, slow, but yeah, that's how it works. And then they have to deal with the lawsuit from me and from the Chinese. You can't get the property designated by December end of 2026.
Yeah.
You just can't get through Guam's legal system that fast.
Do you think that, or what are you hearing just from some in the legal community about how this case might unravel then in the next few months or even the next couple of years?
I'm hearing only from lawyers that they haven't got a prayer. Okay? The other thing I'm hearing is that I should be suing GovGuam for something like double indemnity or something, whatever. If you take a look at the Attorney General's case, the precedent-setting case is Dr. Joseph against GovGuam, Guam Board of Allied Health, because of open government law violations. I spent 16 years winning that. I'm doing it again?
Right.
I should be suing Lou personally. Okay?
The governor.
The governor. Because This is ridiculous. I've already proven this at Guam Supreme Court. There's really no doubt that GDOE slipped up, okay? No fault of theirs, yes, the fault of theirs. I don't care where you put the blame.
Yeah.
They didn't do it properly. They violated the open government law. Anything after that fails. I've been to the Supreme Court on this before, okay? We're gonna ask for all our legal fees back, and that'll come out of the people of Guam's pocket.
Yeah, it will.
Leaving my phone and bush cutter outside. It's gonna happen. Ooh. Yep. Oh, take it. Come on, bro. It's free. Bro. Yo. Bro. Bro. Just take it.
Looking to ditch your old phone?
Take it.
Trade into Guam's most reliable network and get an extra $300 off the latest phones on any unlimited plan. GTA, we start with you.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The other end of the coin is the medical community is against us. You asked me what the lawyers are thinking. I've got people from the medical community coming into my office just to shake my hand and tell me that they respect what I'm doing and that they're behind me. Okay? Yeah. I'm not talking 1, 2 dozen. I'm talking over 3 dozen people have already come into my office without pets.
Because
well,
the medical community, including yourself, are all now set up in Tamuning and have been for years.
Yes.
With the sole purpose of being close to where the hospital currently is located.
Yes. I mean, you concentrate things.
Yeah.
My other big issue on this whole thing is, you want to build a world-class medical facility on Guam. Mm-hmm. People aren't going to fly here. It's too expensive. GRMC can't even get enough doctors. I think they closed down their podiatry. Their OB-GYN is minimal, mm-hmm. right? GMH has had an intensive care neonatal unit that was supposed to be on paper and done in 2009 and starting, and they still haven't opened anything.
Yep.
And now the building has fallen apart to the point where Guam, the Army Corps of Engineers says it can't be rebuilt. It's useless, tear it down. Mm-hmm. It's just not economical. Who caused that? That's a maintenance issue.
Right.
So we now want Gov Guam to run a hospital because they couldn't run one. And they built GMH because the other one fell down. Stupid is as stupid does. Don't do it again.
Where do you support having a hospital on this island? Because the reason that the government is saying they want it here specifically to cater to a lot of the population further south, access for people that are down south, and the increase of the the military that's expected over the coming years. Where do you prefer?
Sorry, the road from Navy to GMH where it's at is a lot quicker than getting here. Mm. You're servicing the people of the south. You're servicing just the people on the eastern side between here and Mauricio. It's not what all the reports say. Mm-hmm. You know?
So where would you prefer a hospital?
Honestly, I would prefer a hospital at Eagles Field. You know why? Because it increases my property value.
There you go.
Okay,
That's
I will
honest.
be honest. I've said that for a long time, and I honestly have said it very jokingly.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I'm regretting it. But that's the only reason I would want it here. For my own personal benefit.
That was all held up at the legislature during the previous term. You've been following.
Why was it held up at the legislature? The governor wanted to do. What did she do here?
might be the same case?
Same case. She didn't learn from her first mistake at Eagles Field. If she wanted to do this, she should have moved right. She spent too long on Eagles Field, and the military took it away. She spent too long here. The private people in the courts are going to take it away. The only ones that are going to win are the lawyers in Guam.
All those tax-paying dollars going toward the legal fees and
yes,
and being held up in court.
Yeah. Why don't you try a FOIA on what they spent on 16 years in legal fees to try and run me off the island when I won the case in the Supreme Court?
How much is that, roughly, from what
they
you
refused to answer my FOIA.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just not going to push. Well, now actually, I'm about to. Okay, and that'll be part of the wonderful things that we do when we start hitting the legal parts. Show them that they did this before.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. Let's not go wrong when there ain't no soul. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. This is my mood when I make a move. This is my mood when
Now, should the government, I guess, concede and agree to your terms, Doc, would that
I'll
be
sign tomorrow.
There you go. Oh, this is pretty steep.
Yeah, that's pretty steep. It's a pretty good sinkhole.
Wow.
Please don't go near the edge. You can't see where the bushes end.
Okay. But through the trees, you can kind of get an idea of...
Look how big it is.
How wide, yeah. There's a lot to do on this land if it is going to become a medical complex.
You can't build in a sinkhole. Well, I'm not an engineer, so I guess I shouldn't say that. It should be properly thought out. Okay?
What's the rush?
What's the rush? GMH is falling down.
Yeah.
What's the rush? The loan ran out. I don't care what other excuse they give. The purpose for pushing this through was they didn't spend their time right from the beginning of these funds being available till now. Again, the proof of that is they didn't get it done on Eagles Field in time. And I think that was null in June this year, something like that. Why'd they wait till the end of October? They should have had an alternative plan right away. There's an alternative plan for here, EPOW Point.
Or at least the alternative when Eagles Field didn't fall through.
Right.
What is your take by seeing that back and forth that's still happening between our governor and the legislature over just the location? Just as someone who's watching it from the outside.
Who's it going to affect? The people of Guam, the medical community, not the politicians. Well, not directly. I consider those the two biggest people that are going to be affected, your groups. The medical community is screaming at you. Put it over there. Clinic here in Manilao, right? He's still for it to be at EPOW Point. They put a new kidney dialysis over here.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm seeing
they still want it in EPOW.
I'm seeing more clinics pop up in central and central villages.
Yeah. Okay. But they're not the major facilities. Okay. Yes, we need a new hospital. But you're going to let Gov Guam run into the ground again? Public-private partnership? Did that really work out well last time?
There's a bill that's introduced now by the Senator Theresa Lahi.
Yep, and...
Is that feasible?
That's feasible. I mean, get a true hospital company to organize it and run it, and then have somebody look over it. Isn't GRMC public-private? And they seem to be doing okay.
They are.
They are. We don't have all the specialties we need.
But it's something, it's some additional hands and help with the reality we have with Guam Memorial.
Yes.
Well, thank you for allowing us to come on. So it's a really nice property and so much potential. I can imagine if it's not for what your plans are, you know, what the governor is planning.
You know.
What would you say to Governor Lilian Guerrero today?
If you want the property, we had a deal pretty much worked out. Okay? I'll sign tomorrow. Okay? You don't, this will be in court so long that the people will lose. She will lose whatever she really wanted. It's just, the only ones that will win are the lawyers.
And her words is that she has this authority.
And the Attorney General says he has the authority, and the district court judge will say he has the authority, and then the appeals court judge will say he has the authority, and then the Supreme Court judge will say they have the authority. And by then, you already lost your money. This is a no-win situation. Okay? You know, I don't bring in a hospital manager and not support him. Okay? This was designed to fail. What's if you don't plan ahead, you plan to fail. Or whatever that phrase is. And when people see this, especially doctors, do you think you're going to attract them to the island? I mean, we can't even attract an OB-GYN. The people we have covering OB-GYN in the hospital aren't all OB-GYN. They're associated fields. Okay.
It's all a gamble right now.
Yeah, the other thing is, Gura even said they want this land to put up houses in relation to the hospital. That's not a medical facility. That's housing. You know, it's frustrating when you got to fight the government over and over and over again on the same things.
And it's not like you want this, especially when you've been tied up in court with them for as long as you have been in previous.
I was tied up for 16 years.
Yeah.
I have shut up. I've kept my mouth shut. I've kept my opinions mostly to myself, right? And what has it gotten me?
I'm in the same situation.
Yeah, I might as well be nice and loud and, you know, put up a nice sign with a red circle through a Lou's face saying no lose or something like that. You know.
Yeah, I see, and I get that. You say that because you're trying to keep your head above water and remain positive, and that's what else can you do?
I'm always positive. You know, I have a positive attitude toward my patients.
Yeah.
Etc. These are the metal girders. You know the building at Rev and Tax? It has those metal beams?
Yep.
This is the same construction. Okay? The beams are already here. The roof is already here. The walls are going to be gigacrete or concrete block. I already have all the supplies here. I already have the aquamation machine.
Yeah.
And you're not going to reimburse me for it?
You just want a good deal.
No, I just want an honest deal. A good deal would be $6 million. Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't want to go in for the fight for that. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not greedy. Okay, I don't live a high life style or anything like that.
And Governor Leon Guerrero says she plans to actually break ground on the new medical complex here along Route 15 in Manilao this year. But only time will tell how soon that actually occurs. Thank you so much for watching The Hub, where America's stories begin. I'm Nick Delgado. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.